Good morning, everyone. It's Monday. We're back on Mondays, and it's March 9th today. Hope you are doing well wherever you are this morning. I know some of you are in vacation and hot spots, and some of us are here in Canada or in our own countries. So March is bringing some warmth, also a lot of dampness, a lot of wet. We're having rain right now, but it's kind of nice to know that we're going towards warmer times. This morning I want to talk about International Women's Day. Good morning, Sandra. I've been all over that in the past couple of days, and I have to admit it's not something that I was so much a part of, I'm gonna say, in the past. Like everyone else, I was celebrating the Day of Women or whatever, but this year was different somehow. I really dug into the reason why we're celebrating this. And it was very eye-opening, I have to say. Because, I don't want to sound, good morning, Nancy. I don't want to sound dramatic this morning, but I did get the question from men in my entourage, why isn't there a men's day if there's a women's day? And of course, that question triggered me a little bit, and my first reaction was, well, it's men's day like 367 days a year. But, you know, that was my instinctive response. And then I'm like, why is it that there's such a difference that we need to have Women's Day? Morning, Diane. And so I started digging into it, and I've got a few facts here. So if we look on the global scale, only 64% of women hold legal rights of men. So 64% less rights than men around the world. In 14 countries, while 14 countries offer full legal equality, over half of the world countries still do not define rape based on consent. So yes, I'm going to talk about big subjects this morning, but it's still incredible that there's some countries where woman does not have value. In legal and economic inequalities, so women are on average legally allowed only about 2/3 of the rights of men in 44% of countries. Laws do not guarantee equal pay for work of equal value. I think it's still the case a little bit in Canada as well. I'm talking worldwide again because I'm going to get to Canada in a minute. So worldwide, violence against women, 1 in 3 women have experienced physical or sexual violence, and often by an intimate partner. Marriage and autonomy. In nearly 3 out of 4 countries, girls can still be forced into marriage by national law. 3 out of 4 countries. Can you believe that? And they say roughly 12 million girls are married before the age of 18. Political representation. While worldwide, women are underrepresented in leadership, occupying only 30% of positions of management. So that's in the world, right? Now we're saying, okay, this is Canada, so in Canada it's a lot better. But did you know that we got just about like the voting rights. It was not until 1960 that all women, including First Nation women, could vote in federal elections without restrictions. So before 1960, the women gained their rights to vote by 1918, but the First Nation women didn't. And then, did you know that it was not until 1964, which is, most of us were born that year, or before that year, or around that time, that a woman could open a bank account without having a signature of her husband, without needing the signature of her husband. 1964, you couldn't open a bank account. And it wasn't until 1970 that that women could apply for a credit card without their husband signing. Well, that's shocking. And then again, you know, violence against women in Canada, it's still very, very, it's there. I have 3 girls. My main concern is their safety. And it's their safety towards men. I mean, when I know that they're walking at night, I'm always, you know, I've got that in the back of my mind. And, you know, they feel it too. They don't feel safe. So just knowing that being a woman, just the simple fact that you're a woman and you don't feel safe, I think that's enough to get one day a year where we talk about these things and where we, where we celebrate how far we've come, but at the same time, we're still not there yet. And I have to say that I'm a little bit worried about the next generation, because there's this comeback of the masculine movements, where again they want to go back with, you know, a woman belongs in the kitchen serving, and it should not be in the working world and whatever. And I hope to God that with divine feminine energy that's on the rise as well, because, you know, when something goes really, really bad one way, I feel like there's always a movement that's bringing it up on the other way. So I feel that at the same time, there's a lot of awareness around divine feminine and sacred feminine. And for the past year, I've been digging into that subject and being very passionate about that subject. And as I was saying, having raised 3 girls and having sisters and being around women a lot, I feel called. I feel called to talk about these subjects, and also to cultivate feminine energy. And so that's what I want to, I just wanted to set the table with that this morning. And I'll finish on this subject by saying that yesterday I went for supper with some friends that I went to school with. And so I'm really proud of that, because I'm not one to initiate usually. And this year I decided I'm reaching out to girls that I went to school with. We started school when we were like in kindergarten, and we had, you know, somehow lost touch, or some of them I've been in touch, but some of them I've lost touch completely, because we grew, you know, we spread it out and had our children and our families and our careers and whatnot. And it was so nice to reunite and to really bond together and talk about, you know, our journey and where we are. And some have grandkids and some don't. And so I am talking about this because if I know some of you are very friend oriented and that you have your circle and that you see your friends a lot. It's not always been the case for me, and I'm discovering this at 60. Of course, I've got good, long time friendships, and most of you are on here on this page, and I am so grateful for these bonds because we've come a long way. We know each other's drives and hurdles, and we've been there for one another. And so I have very deep connection with some friends, and most of them are up in New Liskeard area. Now, yeah, so these reconnections are other friends that I've been away from, and now that I've moved, I'm connecting because I find that it's important to have that, and we have more time, right? When we get to retirement, pre-retirement, we have a little bit more time, and our children are raised and are, you know, on their own, and so we have a little bit more time to spend with our friends, and so I think it's just beautiful energy. Now, this morning, we're going to chant Bija mantras for feminine, sacred, divine, sacred, feminine energy. So we've done this before. I'm just going to go through the Bija mantras and explain where the origin comes from. So Om, we know what Om is. So Om is the universe, the whole universe, and that includes male, female energy. And don't get me wrong here. I talked about women's rights and why it's important, and talking about the inequality with male, but I love men energy as well. I've worked with a lot of men in my life. Most of my work partners were men, and I've taught a lot of boys, especially in high school, because they were interested in music. And I love well-balanced men energy, and it's very important. But of course, there's an imbalance, so we need to, that's why we're focusing on woman energy right now. So I'm refers to the goddess Sarasvati. Love the goddess Sarasvati. For one, she is about music. She's also representing divine wisdom and knowledge. So she's very artistic, and also wisdom and knowledge. So whenever you feel like you want to get some of that woman wisdom, you can chant I'm. Okay. The next one is Hrim, so with an H, Hrim. So Hrim is the main Shakti mantra. So Shakti refers to feminine energy. So the overall feminine energy of Shakti is Hrim. So representing the divine mother, the cosmic mother. And then we have Shrim. So Shrim is associated with the goddess Lakshmi, bringing abundance, beauty, and lunar energy. So love that. Abundance and beauty. Shrim. And then Kleem. This one here. Okay. This one is associated with attraction, love, and magnetic energy. It is, it's not the Kleem. Oh yeah, so Kleem, love and magnetic energy. There's one that's Kreem. That's not on there. I really wanted to get it on there, so I think we're going to add it. Kreem. So it's Kreem, and that one is associated with Goddess Kali. Goddess Kali is representing protection, transformation, and the power to destroy illusions. Kreem, or Goddess Kali, is about the mother bear that wants to protect. So the fierce protective woman, protecting the rights, speaking up for what's right. So Kreem. So although it's not written on there, we're going to chant Kreem for sure. So what we'll do is we'll go I'm Hrim, Shrim, Kleem, Kreem at the end. So that's going to be a mouthful, but doing these Bija mantras is just bringing us all of this completeness of woman energy and what it can look like. So I'm just going to need to set my drone because my iPad was out of power this morning. So you can get comfortable. And we're going to start our meditation in a minute. So you can, pick a comfortable position, start breathing and paying attention to your breath. Okay, so hoping that my 14% battery is going to take us through the whole thing. I'm just going to set the tone here. So, if you haven't done it, 3 big cleansing breaths in through our bellies and out through the mouth. And again. And again. And let's breathe together before we start chanting. We'll do an in-breath for 4 counts, and then we'll do the out-breath for longer. We're coming back to this long exhalation so that we can chant our long mantra today. So breathing in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in, and out. In double if you're able to. If not, just go to whatever extent your body is permitting. In breath is shorter and out breath is longer. If you haven't already, you can set an intention for this meditation. We're attracting all of the abundance, the beauty, the wisdom, the fierceness, the devotion of Shakti energy, which is sacred, divine, feminine energy. So our Bija mantras are going to start with I'm, Hrim, Shrim, Kleem, and Kreem, which is K-R-E-M. I'm, Hrim, Shrim, Kleem, Kreem. A little bit of a beat here just to get us going with the rhythm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's breathe in that sacred feminine energy. And hold it for just a few seconds. And release. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And I hope you this week celebrate yourself if you haven't yesterday already. We should actually celebrate ourselves every day of the year. We are powerful, divine, sacred women. That's all I'm going to say. Namaste.